right? It's going to be amazing. And I don't care. And they're going to call me. They won't even bother with the lobbyists because the lobbyists won't have given me money. The special interests won't have given me money. Their donors won't have given me money. When I went to the last debate, you saw that mess. I didn't have anybody there. I had my sons, my wife, I had a couple of people there. And the whole room was stacked with special interests and donors. And guys got up and spoke so badly, and the audience went crazy. And I looked and I knew half the people in the room. They're all special interest guys. One represented pharmaceuticals. You know, I mean, you look, we've got to put our country back together. It's a mess. It's a mess. We got to do it. So, as an example, the drug companies. A doctor comes up to me, very big doctor. He says to me, you know, doctor, we're dying with Obamacare. It's a killer. It's no good. Not working. It's not working. He tells me he has more accountants than he has nurses. Not too good, right, to hear that. But he said, do you know that they don't bid out drugs with the largest drug buyer in the world, the United States, and we don't bid them out? I said, well, I'm surprised to hear that, but not that surprised because the drug companies and pharmaceutical companies are all making massive campaign contributions to the people I'm running against and to all the others. And I say, I will, but I won't use that expression because I'll get in trouble with these people. They'll say, do you know what he just said? It was so, right? So I won't say it, but we will do that. We will do exactly what you said. So I said, what happened? I said, yeah, that's okay. You can sit down. I said what happened is that they're all being taken care of. If we bid out pharmaceuticals, drugs, and those things, we would save each year $300 billion. $300 billion as a country. Now you have that with the military going on because the military outfits that make the weapons, even if their weapons. What's wrong? Do you have a little protester? Oh, get him the hell out. Get him out. Oh, get him out. Where's the protester? Where is he? I don't even see him. I don't even see him. Look, I love protesters because the only way the cameras turn and show how big the audience is when there's a protester. Otherwise, they never turn. I love protesters. Don't worry, it's okay. You know, for a long time, I didn't know these guys. It was like solid. They're on my face. And you know the story. I've said it before. My wife, I go home. I say, how did I do? Did you see how big the crowd was? I've had 35,000 people, 25,000, 20. We have the biggest crowds by far of anybody. Much bigger than Bernie, although I will say Bernie is second. He is second, but much bigger. But I think he's heading down. He's heading down. Looks like Bernie's heading down. Looks like Hillary's going to get a pass on her email scandal. But we will be bringing it up. We'll be bringing it up. Looks like we're going to be running against Hillary, which is good. How did she get a pass on that deal? How? Right? It won't happen. It won't happen. It won't happen. So with these cameras, so they never show the audience. So I said to my wife, did you see the size of that audience? We had 25,000 people. Did you? No. They just keep it on your face. And then I realized they're instructed never, ever show the audience. And the other night, recently, I had 12,000 people. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. of it. You know, the other night we had 12,000 people. Bernie had 3,000. I turn on the television, because I do like watching myself, to be totally honest. Okay. But I turn on the television, and they're saying, Bernie Sanders had a massive crowd of 3,000 people, blah, 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 you know, the taxes, everything. Okay. Then they go to Trump. And Donald Trump spoke before a crowd today. 12,000 people, he had 3. So he had a massive crowd of 3, 12 they don't mention. This is really bad. These are the most dishonest people I think I've ever dealt with. It's true. It's true. They're bad people. Bad people. But we learn to live with it. Not all of them. They're not all bad. There's about 80% bad. 10% okay, 5% good, and 5% very good. All right, that's not bad. That's not bad. So what I did on June 16th, we came out, we started talking about trade, how we're being ripped off with China, ripped off with Japan, ripped off with Mexico at the border and in trade, ripped off by Vietnam and by India and by every country, every single country, because they're all represented by these people that we think are representing us. That's why when I say I'm self-funding, folks, it means much more than you think. It means much more, I'm telling you. You know, if it's a tie, they should vote for me, is what I'm saying. And if it's like somebody 20% better than me, and I don't know why that would be possible, they should vote for me. Anything more than 20, 25%, go with the other guy. I will say this, look. These are the most dishonest people I've ever dealt with. Politicians. Now, I've dealt with them all my life, so I'm not surprised. It's not like I'm shaken up. But this guy Cruz lies more than any human being I've ever dealt with. Unbelievable. And he holds up the Bible and he lies. And then he holds up the Bible again and he lies. And you know, it was sort of cool, because at the last debate, Rubio, nice guy. Nice guy. No, but he looked across and he said, you're a liar. And I've never heard a politician call another politician a liar. It was a thing of beauty. I've never heard it. So it then gave me cover. But he says so many things. You know, in the last election in South Carolina, the morning of the election, think of it. You think it's all done, and now you're going to wait around. You're going to have a nice, easy day. But tomorrow I'm going out to all the caucus sites, by the way, just in case you, okay? I'll be at a lot of them. And you better be there. If you're not there, I'm going to be so angry. I don't want to turn on the television and say, you know, Trump has the biggest crowds, the highest popularity. Everybody loves the job he's going to do, but his people were too damn lazy to go out and caucus, all right? Don't do it. Don't make me have a miserable evening. And then after this, you know what happens, right? After this, we have the whole SEC. We're going to do so great. We have Georgia, Tennessee. We have so many great ones. We have Texas. I think we're going to do very well in Texas, I think. Because, you know, the evangelicals were supposed to go with Cruz. They were supposed to go with Cruz. But you know what? Honestly, I won the evangelicals by a lot. You saw that, right? Actually, I won everything. I won short people, tall people. True. I won fat people, skinny people. I won highly educated, okay educated, and practically not educated at all. I love them all. I won the evangelicals big, and I won the military. The military I won big. Big. I won the vets. The vets, oh, those vets. I love those vets. We're going to take care of those vets. We are going to take care of our vets, right? These are the greatest people. I meet so many, the wounded warriors. I love these people. They have more courage, more guts, I hate to say it, than all of us put together. These are the most courageous, most incredible people. And they always have a smile on their face when I meet them. And boy, oh boy, oh boy, they've taken some shots, and they are amazing people. We got to take care of those people. Those people are great. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for those people. And we're going to take care of them. We're going to straighten out that VA mess. We're going to straighten out that corrupt. How about this? It's hard to even believe. It's not even like a believable number. 22 suicides a day. No, think of it from the vets. 22 suicides. That's unthinkable. It's unthinkable. Look at the signs. Oh, that's so incredible. Wow. That's so incredible. I didn't know this. That is, wow. That is incredible. Who would think this? Who would think it's possible? That is absolutely incredible. I didn't know you were going to be doing that. That is good. So we're gonna straighten out the vets. So vets, don't worry. We're coming. We're coming. We're gonna straighten out a lot of things. We're gonna straighten out. We're gonna get rid of Common Core. You know, we're last. We're getting rid of Common Core. We're gonna make education local. Do you know in the world, top 30 in the world, we're number 30. That means we're at the bottom of the list, but we're number 1 in terms of cost per pupil, by far. Number 2 doesn't even exist. Number 2 is so far away it doesn't even exist. We're number 30, and yet we're number 1 in the cost per pupil, right? So let's look at my campaign. I spent by far, I spent a lot of money, but I spent by far the least amount of money, and I'm by far number 1, okay? Isn't that good? Somebody else, I won't mention, but they were nasty to me. They took $25 million in negative ads. Can you believe it? $25 million, one guy. $25 million, and then I'm supposed to say he's a nice person, right? And they were phony ads. Well, I have one going on now, Cruz. He's got an ad, something to do with I want to take away your land and I want to keep it in the federal government. I don't even know what the hell they're talking about. It's an ad. It's a Cruz ad. It's a Cruz scam. I'll tell you, so the evangelicals didn't vote for him. You know why? Because they don't like liars. They're really smart people. They don't want to vote for a liar. But it is true. I have an ad running right now. It's a Cruz ad. Something to do with, and a couple of people told me this, that I am backing the federal government to keep the land that's currently owned by the federal government, and we should give that land to everybody and divvy it up or something. I'm saying to myself, well, it's not a subject I know anything about. It's a hell of an ad, but this is a Cruz ad. This guy is sick. There's something wrong with this guy. On Saturday, when we had the vote, when we had the vote in South Carolina, Saturday, I wake up, I figure there's going to be a nice easy day. So I get hit with a call from my management people, who, by the way, did a fantastic job. Corey, Hope, everybody. They're fantastic. And I get hit early in the morning that somebody did a robocall, but Cruz denied it. I said, wow, that's strange. You would do this is the day of the election. You just sort of don't do that stuff you're not supposed to. But that I didn't mind. But the robocall had to do with the Confederate flag. This was not a good robocall to get at 8 o'clock in the morning. Then I had a second robocall at 12 o'clock. And the total lies, the whole thing was, I'll just tell you, I won't go into subject matter. A second robocall on election day. And it said, and this one had to do with gay marriage. And this goes to everybody in the area. This goes to everybody. South Carolina, incredible people. And I said, man, if I get hit with 2 robocalls like that, how can I possibly win? So I figured I was going to, how can you win? The people were so smart. And I won in a landslide. Can you believe that? We won in a landslide. I was going to tell you 2 other categories. I won with men, but that's not important to me. I won with women. That's very important. Very important. So we're doing really well. So we're sending a letter. We're sending a letter to Carrier, and in that letter, we're going to say that if I should win, we're going to come after you for a lot of money every time you send an air conditioner. We're sending a letter to Ford. I've been talking about Ford now for 2 years, right? Ford is building a $2.5 billion plant. I wish them a lot of luck. They're taking a lot of stuff out of Michigan and other places. Now, what's good? Tell me, from our standpoint. You know, we have these really stupid trade deals. Every deal we make is stupid. Whether it's Sergeant Bergdahl, where it's 5 for 1, and 5 or 6 people got killed looking for him. So we get a trader, and they get 5 killers that they've coveted for years, for 9 years. We get 1, they get 5. Ours is no good. We can have it. Let's send them back, drop them right in the middle of the damn thing. Oh, fly over. Fly over. Fly over,
Yeah.
Trump. And maybe you give him a parachute, maybe you don't. I don't know.
Watching Trump.
Depends if we have an extra parachute.
I'm watching Trump.
Probably we'd give him a
Why?
parachute if we have an extra order.
I'm watching
But it wouldn't
Trump.
help him. He
Why?
went out into that world. He
Donald
didn't find
T,
it too
dude.
comfortable, folks, you know?
Donald
They
J.
slapped him around
I'm
pretty
watching
good.
Donald-
He thought he was going to go out. He'd be
I'm
treated
watching Donald
wonderfully.
J.
I think
Trump.
they slapped him around pretty good. He came back. He couldn't get
Yeah.
back fast enough. 5, maybe 6, probably 6 people
Oh,
were
yeah.
killed looking for him.
Oh,
And we had a
oh,
general
yeah.
and a colonel that went to see his platoon and went to see his group. And they all said he deserted.
Like
And we knew he
office.
deserted when we made the deal. Now, why would you make a deal for a deserter and give up 5 people who they most want that are out trying to kill everybody, including us? Why would we give up? Why would we give up 5 killers? Why? For one dirty,
I'm
rotten
looking on the right
traitor.
these days. Yeah.
Because we have incompetent
Yeah, that's
leadership. We have
Some of the stuff I am,
incompetent
you know, yeah.
leadership.
Because I really, well, Trump's really resonating.
If they didn't know, that would be terrible. But knowing
You know what?
it makes it to me
I don't know,
even
Hillary
worse.
and
Is that
Trump
a correct
50.
statement, Mr. Navy, right?
Like, that was
My
like,
man
it
over
was
there
like
shaking his head.
20
He's going,
months
yeah,
ago.
there's a guy.
That was like,
There's a guy. I know my people. I know my people.
But, you know, like,
And we're not
that's
going to
not
make
bad
deals
for
like
me
that anymore. We're not
because
making it a
I'll
rand
vote
deal.
for Trump.
Where we give them
But he doesn't win. Hillary
$150
wins, it gets-
billion and we
country
get
will just
nothing. We
still
get
roll.
nothing. Think
You know,
of it.
it's just-
Think of
it's
it.
gonna roll.
We go
But
into the
I would
Iran
love to
deals.
see Trump try to
It
make
started,
some
what, years ago? How
That's
long has
what I
they
really
been
want,
negotiating?
you know,
They
but-
called up one of the
You know,
newspapers called
Cruz
up.
will sell our
Mr. Trump,
country
how
down.
long should that deal have taken? One day, I said.
Oh, yeah. I think
They
Cruz
say,
will.
well, I said,
mean, I
maybe
think
1 week. Wait, has that been
Rubio's
years? Like
better
3
than
years?
Cruz.
3.5 years?
I'm listening to Rubio.
So
I think
we
Rubio's-
should have demanded the prisoners
Cruz
back
is too
before we
radical.
start negotiation. Right?
You would shut the government
We would've
down.
gotten them.
You would shut the government down. Like, I don't know.
You ratchet up, and you get up, and you'd say, listen, we're going to ratchet up those sanctions. We want our prisoners back. You leave. You
don't
never walk.
understand
They never
something
walked from
about
that
this.
deal. We were ridiculed in
He's a
that deal. And
constitutionalist.
then even at the
like
end,
an
as bad as the deal was, the worst thing that ever happened to Israel, that I can tell you, that deal is a disaster for Israel. The worst. The deal is no good. It's going to lead to nuclear proliferation. They're going to have nukes. They don't even have to develop them. They can buy them with $150 billion and have a lot of money left over. And where are they spending the 150? So they're not buying Boeing. They're not buying Boeing. They just ordered 118 Airbus jets made in Europe. They ordered missiles. I didn't know they could buy missiles. They ordered missiles from Russia, and they're all over Europe spending that money. The United States gets nothing. And then 2 days before we sent most of the money, they attack us, and they put our 10 sailors in a begging position on their knees with their hands up, with a guy with a rough mouth, a rough guy with a rough mouth, like to smack the hell out of him. And he's barking orders like he's a big shot, and they have rifles at their heads. And this is our friends. And Obama addresses their leader as the supreme leader. And he says the supreme leader. And Obama refuses to issue the words radical Islamic terrorism. And when I call for a boycott, we're doing that out of intelligence. We're doing that because we want to keep our country strong and safe, and we have no choice. Believe me.
It's just you, bro. It's like, I don't want to do this. For anybody, I just, the slap is like, I understand who he's slapping, like, privately. Like, you know, Jimmy Carter,
So,
like, he's really
we have
really
some amazing things going on in this country, but we're going to make it so strong. We're going to make it so strong. One of the things I most look forward to doing is taking our military and just reworking it, getting the equipment they want, not the equipment that was gotten for political gain by some guy that has control of a company that's good with the senators, some of whom I'm running against, okay? We are going to make it so strong. All right, so here's what we do. We are going to now talk for 2 seconds about Obamacare, because it is a subject that's very close to my heart, and it's killing our country. It's going to fail of its own weight by 17. It's going to fail of its own weight. It's going down, folks. It's going down. It's going to fail like you've never seen. But the Republicans, unless I'm there, will come and bail it out, because they always bail it out. They bailed it out with this horrible budget from 4 weeks ago. Obamacare is going to be repealed and replaced. Obamacare. We're going to have a strong country again, and Obamacare has to go. We can't afford it. It's no good. You're going to end up with great health care for a fraction of the price, and that's going to take place immediately after we go in, okay? Immediately.
Yeah, sure. I mean, certain things, like, it's just, like, Trump is like a good Republican.
What?
It's not bad.
Okay, it's not working for you, right? It's not working. Okay. It's, by the way, it's not, does it work for anybody? Let me ask you. Does it work for anybody? Nobody. We get it changed. We get it changed. We get it fixed. It'll be beautiful. It'll be beautiful. No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Hispanic, some of them are both for them, though. They're not. I mean, they're heavily for Democrats, you know. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Wise guys. We got wise guys. You know, sometimes you'd like to sit down with a guy like that. If you talk to somebody like that for a couple of minutes, I really think, unless, you know, there's other motives, which there often are, but you talk to somebody like that for 15 minutes, what do we all want? We want security, we want safety, we want a home, we want a great family, we want health care, we want good jobs, right? I mean, whether you're a liberal Democrat, a conservative Republican, we all sort of, if you think about it, we want security. We want strong security, because our country now is in trouble. Now look, when it comes, and when I first came down, I said trade, but I said the border. That border is going to be so strong, and the Syrians cannot be allowed to come in, folks. We don't know who the hell they are. We don't know who they are. We don't know who they are. There's no paperwork. There's no documentation. Do you ever look at that migration? You say, look at all the young men. Where are the women? Where are the children, right? Take a look at what's happening to Germany. It is a disaster what's happening to Germany. What's happening to Sweden. What's happening to Brussels. You just take a look. It's not going to happen to our country. We're going to make our country...
Right.
We're going to make our country stronger than ever before. If you look at our GDP for the last quarter, we had no growth. We had no growth. We're losing jobs. We have a phony jobs number. They say it's down to 5%. The real number is 25%. And if it wasn't, I wouldn't be having crowds like this at every stadium. The real number, and that 5% number, is a number that was devised by politicians to look good. Believe me, that's just to look good. And the jobs they're talking about, and everybody admits it, these are bad jobs. These are crummy jobs. These aren't the jobs they want. And the part-time jobs are all over the place. People working part-time jobs that never had a part-time job.
It's not going
So
to
we're
like
going to take
nothing
jobs
radical is
back
going
from
to
China
change.
and all of these